Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome from Accra, Ghana. My name is Ben Larbi. I'm the head of communications at Regent University College of Science and Technology, and I'm your moderator for today's session. I'd like to welcome you to the third edition of Career Launchpad, which is an innovative career development series designed to equip participants with the skills, insights, and tools that they need to thrive in the 21st century world of work. So throughout this series, we'll feature experts, speakers, and facilitators who will share practical advice and strategies on personal branding, career trends, and professional development. And some of the key takeaways you can expect to get from these sessions is practical tips and strategies for building a strong personal brand, insights into the latest career trends and industry developments, opportunities for networking and connection building with peers and professionals, as well as access to resources and tools for continued learning and development. And today we're privileged to have Bernard Kelvin Clive, who is a renowned personal branding expert and a prolific author, speaking on building an authentic and impactful personal brand. So I'll proceed to read Bernard's profile. Bernard Kelvin Clive is a leading authority on personal branding and digital book publishing in Africa. With over a decade of experience in digital publishing, he has been a trusted consultant for entrepreneurs, pastors, and individuals looking to build their brands and write their books. An Amazon best-selling author with over 50 published books, his expertise has earned him recognition as a sought-after speaker and corporate trainer. Bernard's approach to presenting complex ideas is unmatched as he simplifies them and presents them in clear, actionable steps for his audiences. At Central University, he serves as a lecturer. Bernard is also the host of the highly ranked Career and Business podcast, where he shares his insights on branding and life. He runs the monthly branding and publishing masterclass, helping individuals take their personal and professional brands to new heights. And to learn more about Bernard and his work, you can visit the website www.bkc.name. So our speaker will speak or present, I should say, for approximately 40 minutes, followed by a 10-minute Q&A session. So you can feel free to submit your questions through the in-call chat feature, or you can wait for the Q&A session. So now let's welcome our speaker, Bernard Kelvin Clive.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben, and it's wonderful to reconnect again. And for a quick scan, I could see some folks. Wilson the Port, good to connect with you. It's been years. And Jeremy, everyone joining, just good to connect with you virtually, and we hope to be a wonderful section. Oh, Mr. Newton, you're also online. I think that's interesting to reconnect with some folks again, and those who want to rewatch or listen. We hope you get the best out of this. So we're looking at brands, basically personal brands, and all of us have got perception idea of what personal brands. But today's presentation, I'm going to start quite an unusual way. The slide will come along and you have it shared, and you can do whatever you want with it. But I'll keep it more engaging, interactive. But along the line, we'll look at the slides and key things so that we can have something to look at. So, quick things. Currently, we are in a new season, let me put it so, or the economy of Ghana is being resetted, or we are in the resetting process, taken from the political angle. And so in our life, and also in seasons like this, that's New Year, we look at what we want to do, resolution, things to do, even our career, and most of in international schools, it is the best time for application and all that. So it's a good time to really look at our brands, how to build an authentic personal brand to grab the attention of the audience that we want and the market that we want to seek to meet their needs. So again, for putting this together for our career launchpad, and we hoping that subsequent ones and more as we move on is our plan to have an in-person one to have a live session where we can put all this together. So certainly look forward in the next few months. We're going to have a live session to engage all of us in more better way. So the first question I'm asking using the political angle, it's someone asks, what is personal brand? Why do we need personal brand and all that? Um, Let me throw in this. I saw a news item that uh, Don Dumolo has been appointed or as the Deputy Minister for Agriculture. Um, and then again, Okujeto has already been, vetted. I'm just using these two political figures to draw attention to the subject for today in building authentic brands. For that's from where I stand from just using as studying brands and individuals. For the past, at least, even not for past actively 4 or even 8 years, we've seen, if not seen, or even digitally seen Dumelo sharing things to do with agriculture. He shares farms, he goes to the farms, shares a few things. So even from a layman's perspective, you see him engaging in some form of something to do with that field, if I'm right. And then you see him with X doing some few, though we all, if know him from being an entertainer from the movie industries, but now for the past years, though he's become a political figure, but in terms of things to do career wise or maybe things to do with seeing, you see him towards agriculture. And no surprise to me, though I'm not following the keenly, but he being pointed on it as a what do you call it? Deputy Minister for Agriculture is a good sign from my part. Building blocks because we've seen him identify himself in a specific field so that creates an image in our minds of what he's potentially or capable of doing. Now let's keep that picture here. We'll come back. Okucheto, on the other hand, too, when his name came up, a number of people from campus, oh, he was into student politics back then, and they've known him to be in politics all this while. So no wonder now is actively now is being appointed a minister. So politics is career path towards politics. We can pick other figures, okay, sport figures, uh, and we realize that for over the years, when we take 10-year span, 5 to 10, people actively done things over this period consistently in our minds, in our hearts. We want to pick them towards a specific place. And these are triggers in our minds and our hearts how brands are formed. So directly or indirectly, we are all building and built our brands for the in the past years. And if we want to do deliberately, then we need to really understand that whatever we consistently put out there or let people know about us, how we show up is a piece of ourselves we are marketing or selling to them to buy that piece. I hope you are with me. Okay, great. So with all of us, Wilson the poets, Isaac in book, all of Jeremy and all of us, Joshua. The question I want to ask is, what do people know you for the past 5 years? What are the things that people want to recommend you for? What are the things? I wish you could unmute and tell me some few things to get it more engaging. But what are the key things? Yes, Wilson, I know you poet, writer. I mean, okay, Wilson, let me hear from you.
All right, good evening, everyone. So, my name is Wilson the Poet, as the name tells. I'm a poet by passion. I also ventured into social entrepreneurship. So, I have a wealth of knowledge in these two areas. So, mostly when young people want to start social enterprises or non-profits, Then they come to me, say, "Oh, this is the raw idea I have. How can you shape it, or how can you guide me to make it a better version?" Then I've also published some books over the years with the help of BKC. So based on that experience, people who want to also start writing, kind of give them the guideline, then they take it from there. So basically, these are the two areas when people come to me, they seek advice from. Thank you.
Thank you, Wilson. Please, the just unmute and let's engage in the next 2-3 minutes. I just want to pick some few things for us. Mary, Joshua, yeah.
All right, so Mr. Bernard, think I personally, some years back, I intend becoming a publishing consultant, but probably I didn't have, I have some problem with knowledge gap on how to go about it, irrespective of my education background as a writer. But I really struggled to make it in the market. But the past 4 years, I studied Browns and then I began to narrow down the things I really studied. And today, I coach people to write. I'm an author myself, and then I also help people to sell their books as well. And then also do a bit of public speaking and then conference speaking for churches and the youth. So this is what I've also been doing for the past 5 years now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Next. All right. So if we are okay now, let me proceed. Let me check it there. All right. So now that we know, in the minds of people, things you've done so far, it's how they get to know you or perceive you to be. And the question, if it's not right, we need to relook at it well in a better light to position yourself properly, so that people will not mismatch who you are or what you want to be or what you desire to be as a mismatch, misalignment, and doesn't serve your brand or doesn't serve you properly. So the first thing is, let's define what is a personal brand. So personal brand, I define it as basically it's how you distinctively market your uniqueness. The thing is that we're all unique, so how you distinctively market your uniqueness. Now, in a more detailed explanation of the personal brand, it consists of one skill, so combination of skills and talent to produce value for others. Use value for others. That becomes, in their mind, that becomes your brand. So let me put this in perspective for us. All you are gifted. You need to find your giftedness, your gifted area, the areas in which you are gifted with. That is one. Now, once you find that, skills and talents. So you look at talent is raw, talent is gifted. You don't do anything about talent. You've been blessed. If you have a great voice, you have a strict mind, or something to do, figure everything. These are giftings. But skills are things we learn. So skills are learnable. Gifts need to be honed, or talent to be honed or worked on or polished. So what you do in building an authentic brand from the very beginning, areas of talent. Okay, Wilson say is naturally is gifted with what? You may say, okay, I love music, or there's something musically in my spirit, or Reginald will say, so that you find that giftedness, that talent you have, gold or diamond. We don't find diamond polished like that. It is dirty of the earth until it's dug and brought out and polished. You won't see it sparkle and shine and love to have. You and I, we are better many giftedness and talent, but until we work on this gift and polish it and add skill to best foot forward. So, typical example, let's say the Ayus, we know them in their family, on their in their bloodline, they desire something related to sports. So from their father to their siblings, they are great at sport. But it didn't just end there. The father didn't just leave them there. They went to the And then people begin to see the quality they have, not because hey, your father is good, so we love you, but because you can also show that you polish yourself. So firstly, identify the areas, then polish. The polishing areas may take time. So the first phase in brand is what we talk about, that the discovery stage or the purpose stage. You discover who you are, your gifts and your gifts. You find that, and then you move to the second stage. That is discovery. Then you look at design, or when we want to go for what I call the four P's. The first one is purpose. Who am I? What do I have? The next is preparation. So a number of us mostly stop at the second phase. Once you find out, oh, I can sing, they start singing. Prayers are not training, but you lack something. Okay, I can write, but I lack something. You need training to polish your pear. So that's the second stage. That's why you need to go to school. You take maybe set some medication, certification. These are things to help you polish. So the second stage, immersion stage, that's studying, that learning stage. And you don't begin that on social media. You do it offline, or you work on yourself. It could be online courses or whatever. So this stage is very critical in brand building success. So we're looking at the building a personal brand, authentic brand first. That's the most important thing. Using the what they call the four D's or four P's. The first one is the purpose. I'm talking about finding your gift, then polish it. The second phase is what they call the preparation stage, because if you don't prepare, you repair. So we don't start off on social media, just getting Facebook posts and here and there. Those are important, but most importantly, you need to take time and work on yourself. I want to become a professional speaker. The preparation stage requires that you take some courses, some training, you work on yourself. So I keep telling people that until your moment of discovery comes, keep laboring in obscurity, keep working hard behind the scenes, so that when you show up and show forth, you show quality, then your pearls can shine. So the third phase in the brand building stage is what I call positioning. You can't be all things to all men. You begin with one, two, three men, and most three. You don't go with everything. Yes, I understand that some of us are multi-talented, but you need to begin. So the positioning stage is, what do I want to be known for, or which are the people that I want to see? Nursing mothers, passion for women. I don't want to see babies, I mean, suffering. So that's the niche or the people, though I know, because I love things to do with maybe children or babies, or I've studied and I want, that's the market, the gap. So the position stage to require that you are meeting, you are filling a gap. You've identified a gap that you want to meet that particular need. So you work on the gap, then you come in there. So that requires to a number of work to do in terms of, because when you are showing up and you realize there are so many people in that way, and we come out to the positioning strategies during the Q&A. I'll share a number of ways to build up that positioning strategies on what you need to do, how to differentiate yourself. But that's the third phase, and the final phase, that when a number of people start with the social media, is the fourth P, that's publicity. I say an undiscovered genius has no value in the marketplace. You are damn good, but if they don't know you, Charlie, they will pay you small, or they don't go hire you. So you need to position yourself, and you need to be known to the right audience. The publicity stage requires that those who need your service should be able to find you with ease. It doesn't mean you should be everywhere. Be everywhere that you are needed. Because if you show up at a place and an environment with great expertise, but people don't need. Maybe here we are not, we don't eat maybe what do you call it? Let me put the basic. Maybe you show up at a place and you want to sell maybe watch. Here the people need to chop watch chop, or maybe something. So you are great expert at preparing watch where you are needed. That's where the publicity part comes. Not every social media part, not every offline, but where they will call you, where they can applaud you, where when they call your name, they know that this person can solve a problem or meet a need. So becoming visible to the right people who really, really, really need you. And then you know that with this, you can then be found. Those who join us late in beginning, I used two political figures to share an example and to get us know exactly how some of these branding work. So you don't start online, you start offline because when once you are getting online, you're going online with strategy. You jump on online plan without a strategy is just in vain. So we'll talk about online, but once you work on these four areas of your brand, you'll be needing some aspect of building it digitally. So that, and the question is, listen, in this age, if you don't build your brand, you're getting lost because the noise is louder than the content, than the voices. So you need to stand out as a voice of power, a voice of quality in the field you want to meet the needs. If not, you miss out. So it's important that you set yourself apart in which areas that you've identified that you want to position yourself to be. So when you go out, you can then share content related to that field so that you can be known for. If you are not known for something, you have no brand. You should be known for something. One, two, three. What are the things I need to call Wilson on? What are the things I need to call this person on? If there's nothing like that, it means your brand is missing out a lot of things. So now in this fourth piece, I just want to highlight and look at the visibility, how to increase your online presence with visibility. And the most important thing is credibility. Now, everybody can produce content, but we are looking for those who can produce quality content, credible. I tell people that you see, if you can't be trusted, you have no business. If you can be trusted, you have business because the currency for riches in this digital age is trust. Trust is the currency. If you're selling little things, whatever you're doing, you need to be trusted. People need to prepare your content strategy. Okay, what platform do I want to use? Okay, I want to use a podcast. Okay, I want to use YouTube. Now there are so many digital platforms. Content strategy. How often do I need to share and what kind of content do they consume? In the first few months and week, things might not be, but that's where you test and look at all those and all of that. That's the online visibility strategies. Then once you find your sweet spot, you constantly begin to hammer it. You see, people talk about consistency, but consistency doesn't mean constantly or keep on doing the things which are not working. That is not being consistent. It's vanity. You do the things constantly improving. It could be an inch improvement. Okay, you tweak it, but constantly every day you are producing this. You find out okay, you put in the feedback, work on it, but constantly doing the same damn old things which are not working is not the constantly we're talking about. You should constantly do improving. Which is currently AI is in vogue. So okay, me, I don't want to do anything with AI. Hey, you'll be left behind. Find out how can I use in my own. So you put your ears to the ground. You need to constantly evolve, constantly grow. Then you know that this is the person that we really need in this field. If you are not growing and you constantly doing the same old things, you'll be left behind. So it's very important that in this age you grow along being consistent and being credible. It's be trusted. Now let's move to LinkedIn. Quick things. See, LinkedIn has become a platform that is really helping people to profile need to be solid. I mean, you buy one eventually people hire you for the job and you can't deliver, it's in vain. So don't go embellish some things on LinkedIn and be posting now you can do all things, and then when you get a job and you can't deliver, it's in vain. So as much as we need to do all those nice things to get our presence or up, we should be sure that when we are hired, there's no doubt about this person. I think this is the best person I hired or the best people. If we are not working on that behind the scenes and just doing all the digital fine profile picture, fine camera makeup and all these to just show and prove a point, that is not personal branding. No, that is just you want to show off or you want to brag. But brand is quality. I can find the person we need, it is, and then can deliver on the brand promise. This is the kind of people we want to engage in the in moving forward. And you look at that very well. So when you put all these things together, you know, okay, this is trusted. Then as part of your digital presence, so you take in feedback. What are they saying? Because if you've been online for a year, month, 3 weeks, you put your ears to the ground, ask for feedbacks. I say feedbacks are ways brands can look back. If you're not looking back, you're making more mistakes. The more you look back, the more you can correct your mistakes and polish and perfect things. When Facebook began about 21 years, and when we joined about 15 years ago, one of the things the tagline they kept using was the journey is 1% complete. I was wondering, with all the things they are doing, it's 1% complete. It's because they constantly improve, constantly building new things, constantly. So they say it's just 1%. So, oh, look at all the wonderful things we are seeing. This company says it's just 1%. So I want that to be you and I's position. It's just 1% complete. Because I'm not 100% complete. No, 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 no. I'm just 1%. So all I've seen me do for the past year is just 1%. So it leaves you room for more improvement or more working on yourself well. And then as you progress, you begin to add new field, new areas, new ways to solidify your plan because the noise is louder and people want to hear quality things and see quality stuff. And when they find you, they know they found gold or the diamond that have been missing in their life. I think I want to pause here so that I can take more questions and address target specific needs in building a good digital presence, both offline and online, so that we become sought after or the thought leaders that people need. So, Ben, gentlemen, let me pause here so that we can have more of Q&A. I'll use the Q&A to address the issues and continue the segment. If you're good, we can continue.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much, Bernard. So thank you for that very, very brief but very insightful presentation. One thing you said that stood out for me was when you said that directly and indirectly, we're all building our brands. Directly and indirectly, we're all building our brands. And whatever we consistently put out there is, and how we show up becomes our brand or what we are remembered for or known for. And I found that to be very, very thought provoking. So thank you once again. And as Bernard has said, at this juncture, we'll take questions. So if you have any questions, you can drop them in the in-call messages app, or you can raise your hand virtually and you'll be given the opportunity to ask your question. I see that Mulubwa has her hand up. So you have the floor, Mulubwa.
Thank you so much, Bernard. It's so amazing to hear from a professional like yourself. I have a question. How would you advise people who are still trying to figure out what their brand is? Okay, in terms of a lot of young people are diversifying their talents. Maybe they're in school, but they're also a business person, and then maybe, their wife or mother, and they're trying to figure things out on what brand to put out that can truly be authentic. So, how do you embody your diversified profile into one amazing brand?
Okay, awesome. So the thing is that, like I mentioned, some of us are multi-talented, but we can't put all our feet forward at the same time. Key analogy. A tree doesn't grow branches until it's well rooted. So you make sure you are grounded, then we can do multiple things. So in the beginning, maybe as a father, as a stay-at-home dad, as a mom, you are doing banking job, you are doing kiliwili, all these things. But we find what we call the sweet spots. Okay, I think as a mom, I'm very good doing breakfasts. I mean, though I can do breakfast for kids, but that's something that comes to me easily. Okay, I'm a banker. Well, does the bank take breakfast? Do people do? Yes, they do. I can begin to engage them. Okay, I can be doing breakfast for you. You find where your sweet passion, what you do with ease, with a need, then you begin to grow it. So if there's no need, you struggle a long time before you start making something more profitable from it or building a brand around it. But there should be always a need. There's a core who uh, we say the thousand true fan. It always begins with 10. Said Gordon says just get one person. I always believe that the power of one. So who is that one? Can I get 10 people who want to buy uh, from me, or if I'm selling this, would they want to buy? If I'm selling this, can I get 10 people right away? Or are there 10 people who says for this, let's call Benjamin. He is good. Me, if I'm stuck with editing my stuff, I need to call Benjamin. He can help me with English easily. So there should be people who can point and say this thing is, oh, let's call this. So that's the first thing we all need to do. What are the three things I've listed that people can call me for with ease, that I can do with ease and help them? Okay, I can identify these three, but out of these three, which of them that people really need now? Okay, currently people need maybe XYZ about this. Okay, now let me begin with that. Because as much as I want to do with passion, we also need to bring in some money home so that we can build a seed. Then when it solidifies, we can then plug in the others. Then I begin to add in the other toppings and all of that. Then we begin to grow. But always the sweet spot should be there. I'm an author. I write every now and then. But do people need every kind of content? What kind of content and when and how would they need it? Then I put that together. Let me throw in this. How about you answer? About 12 years ago, or 10 years, I interviewed a gentleman called Leslie Samuel. You can Google him, he's on Facebook. Wilson, I think he's still our friend. He's in the US. Do you know what he was doing all these years? He had a biology blog. He loved biology. He's no professor, he's no master, but he started a biology blog on YouTube, constantly sharing, doing biology videos. And a university hired him as a lecturer with no PhD, no master, because of his contents. Yesterday, I saw on Facebook that he posted that Facebook, he received a call from Facebook, now we call Meta, that they want to do something with him because of his contents, his biology content. So this is the line. He's sweet, but he love biology stuff, and he constantly realized that he can solve biology problem with ease for kids or for people, and put that channel out there, and that has earned him a lot of that. Firstly, that gave him an access to a university without even proper credentials. So on the next phase of what we are building, I tell people that your content is a key as well. We should not look at everything in terms of monetary gain. Sometimes it's just a key to unlock certain doors. So a key, okay, I show up, I just want to MC your event. You're like, no fee, oh, man, no fee. Man say you want to edit my thing, no fee. But that is the key, unlocking who did this. And that will give you a bigger opportunity. So in the first few days, we just need to be testing some few things. Then after 3 6 months, most a year, we will exactly know the right areas to really push all our energy to. For this experience, I've had so many in a number of ways. What I share about Leslie, personally, so many things. Just showing up consistently, helping people resolve certain issues at a certain level, become the key. Then, okay, people really need this. Let me produce more, or let me partner with XYZ to help more people. All right, so I hope I've answered the question and top up. Okay, my brother wants to say something. Wilson or any other person, then I can continue.
All right, can I just throw more light on what you said about Leslie Samuel?
Sure, sure.
I just want to tie in my personal bit. So, like I said, I learned how to publish my own books online uh, through the help of Bernard Kelvin Clive. So, consistently, I've been crafting my art and skill in that field. So, I got to the US for the first time in 2023. Then I connected with someone who was into book publishing the traditional way. So, the person wanted to transition into digital publishing. And I gave them a copy of my book, and they saw it and they loved it and they asked who did it. And I said, oh, I did it by myself. So the person decided to try me just with one of a client's book. And I didn't charge the person. I did the work and the person was really, really impressed with the quality of the work. And the person was thinking that maybe it's not possible for an African to be able to produce, this quality. So what happened is the person booked me the round trip from Ghana to the US just to come and be with her so that we can strategize things and see how we can work together on projects that she has. So I just wanted to share this to let the people in this meeting know that what you are saying is not something that is imagination, it's something that is real, and I'm a living testament. Thank you.
Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear this.
All right, so we have a few questions that were sent in ahead of the session.
Okay.
One question says, what would you classify as oversharing in the context of social media? What would you classify as oversharing in the context of social media?
Okay. Let me answer that quickly. You know, from a parenting point of view, every parent they know their their awards or their kids. If I know that maybe at 6 months you can take 5 ml and I start pushing 8 ml, 8 ml, 8 ml, I'm overfeeding the baby simply so. So you need to know your audience that okay, if I post constantly every day, Charlie, I'm overwhelming them. So no good job. But if I know okay, I post once a week, one long post, they enjoy it, I engage them. So the oversharing is based on who the audience are and you yourself, that what you want to feed with. Because if you don't know the audience, you keep posting maybe daily or even once a year, sometimes your audience may need more than just one meal, sometimes two or different kind of meal daily. So knowing your audience or the market you are serving will help you then know, okay, I'm overdoing this or not. And the other context is if you are doing all this and there's no feedback, it means you are either the audience are not for you or they don't enjoy your content or they just tune off. And then you really know. So that's how best I can answer that in terms of digital.
All right. So as a quick reminder, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the in-call chat box, or you can raise your hand and you'll be given the opportunity to ask your question. All right, so second question, how can individuals balance authenticity with the need to present a professional image online? That's another submission from another participant. How can individuals balance authenticity with the need to present a professional image online?
Okay, so I understand where the questions came. So being authentic doesn't mean putting everything out there, being funny, doing all the now current everybody is doing jokes or singing on TikTok and all that. That's that's really being authentic. Showing exactly what is needed by your audience, okay, and what you don't need to share every aspect of your life. I mean, you should know what needs to be private should be private. But in terms of being professional, you share professionally what is needed based guided on your values and principles for the market. And that means you are being your authentic you sharing. But doesn't mean I should put myself, I should put maybe, yeah, I'm going to barber my hair. Video cameras on me. I'm wearing my shoe. Okay, some these are not to prove that you're authentic. People need to know you're human, but
Mm,
maybe that aspect is fine. But doesn't mean you're sharing every aspect of your life with them. So maybe every day I've been posting about uh maybe branding. If you're my friend on what do you call it my contact list on what do you call it WhatsApp, you realize that occasionally or most of the time you see me post food or fufu. It's part of a strategy. I'm human, I eat. But anytime I post food, I get engagement. We talk about that and then we talk about other business stuff. Oh, this guy, I didn't know to eat. He likes garisokis or to eat fufu or to eat TZ. I mean, it's fun. But if I just put everything professional, is he a robot or something? It flaws. Okay, today a little bit of being humanized is important, but doesn't mean you dwell there. That's how being authentic it's
awesome. All right, so there's a question from Zibon Nile. How do you make your brand stand out in a market that's concentrated with others doing similar things to you?
okay. That's easy. Okay, so people will be doing the same thing, but mostly it's you, your personality, what you bring to the table. That is the difference. That is the difference. Your name? Okay, I'm Kofi Man. What's your name? Okay, Kwesi. What's your name? My name is Kofi. It's the same name you mentioned. It's the same, but how somebody who is selling the same thing. When you go to market, let me put example. They are all saying tomato, tomato, tomato. Hey, amo, amo, amo. And that person, oh, na, na, come and buy the manner. So unique mechanism. And there are so many ways, maybe little things are what will differentiate you, your product, your personality from the other person. They sell water, they sell at Adenta Bar, same they sell at Ashama, but the price are different. The environment package everything. How it's done, the environment.
All right, thank you very much. On a lighter note, we have an international audience. We have some participants joining us from Zambia. And so I think you can chip in examples from other countries of food items, like I guess Inshima, as Zambians call their staple, and other examples so that they can also relate. That's just on the lighter note. So I have seen that Jeremy's hand is up. Jeremy, you have the floor, please.
Hi, thank you very much. Well, I would like to ask, what are some of the best ways to handle negative feedback or like criticism when you're maintaining a strong personal brand?
Okay, so awesome. Jeremy, sometimes, just people want to just break your thoughts, but sometimes that's what. So we also need to be a little more careful and look at which who is bringing the feedback. Sometimes I really have all this man, this person has not been following my post. Now you show up and saying something. You look at it from a different eye. Then okay, you realize he's constantly been following or engaging me. So when he gives me feedback, then I need to pay attention to it. Because if you don't deal with me, you have nothing, you don't even never give me even any positive feedback all these years. I don't see you, but show up and put something negative, I won't really pay attention. If it's not something that would help, fine. But if it's not, I don't dwell on that. I dwell on the few people who are interested, who are uplifting, who needs my content. I interviewed an author. He shared something that was so interesting. He says he doesn't look at the negative reviews. He doesn't even pay attention to it at all. There will certainly be negative reviews. That shouldn't break our foot. Focus on the good ones. If the negative is something you need to work with, fine. Someone's this author, I don't like the way he writes. He adds a little bit of PG and English. Let's the person said, okay, that's fine. There are people who write the Queen's English. If you want to look from them, go and buy that. But for the for the thousand fans that I have who love my content, I won't change to meet your need, to suit you, that one person. So there are people who have certain styles of doing things or certain ways of presenting themselves. If I'm not the type, I don't meet your needs, and the feedback is not helping, no war at all. You still keep on. But if it's something I think I need to relook at, then you can adjust it. If not, don't dwell on it. Let's keep moving. That's one of the things I can share this a little more. Some of my my feedbacks I've received, which were not helpful, that I have and navigated around. I mean, time will not help. Let me pick the next question. But I hope it helped.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, Bright Sofori, you have the floor, please.
Okay, good evening, sir. Um, I wanted to ask you, you made mention of negative feedback, but I wanted to ask, sometimes we build on the negative feedbacks to, to chance upon other opportunities and stuff, because sometimes we think what we are doing in the space is right. We think in building our brand, everything is okay, everything is perfect. But sometimes the negative aspects like make us realize that okay, there are some 2 or 3 things I need to add to build myself. So, do you think we should focus more on the negative aspects? And if we should focus more on the negative aspect, how should we
structure these negative aspects to build ourselves or to build our brands. Thank you.
Okay, so feedbacks means the thing is either good or bad. It doesn't mean all is good. Like you said, there will be negative feedback. But a few lenses I want us to look at it is how long has the person been following me or engaging me to give me that negative feedback? Maybe out of nowhere, I see somebody come to give me some negative feedback on a content or something I did. If it's not really good, like something to help, we won't pay attention to that because it may derail you. But if it's something I believe, oh, I can work on it, that's fine. But if it's not something that you believe is not going to really help your brand, you don't dwell on it. Let me, on top of this as well. Listen, we all have strength and we all have weaknesses. You don't waste and spend most of your time on your weakness, you will not excel in life. You manage your weakness, you maximize your strength. That's what you do. You manage the weakness, maximize your strength. So if my strength is speaking, you realize that in writing, I've almost like 80 books. That is my strength. I don't say because of that, let me go and take a mass tutor to help me understand calculus and all that. I mean, master, I'm wasting my time. So I'm maximizing what I can do and going doing a lot more, and the rest I'll manage. I'll manage that one so that I can excel in my field and help more people. Thank you. Next question.
Thank you very much.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so Bernard, this question is for my own. I know you are a very prolific author. You've helped me publish my book, I should say. And I want to know, because I know you are very prolific, you publish literally every month. How do you manage to publish so many books? You just mentioned that you've published 80 books. What systems have you put in place to enable you to publish, such prolifically?
Okay, so firstly, I have a system of writing, maybe some is maybe like a template or structure. So if I'm writing, I know what goes here, what goes. So that makes the basic things easy. So let me start over with this. So I had a meeting like this, okay, Benjamin, and the kids, yes, crashed in like this. But that helped me today understand. Okay, I'm a human, and even open another doors from. Oh, he's a dad. He's taking care of his kids.
Hmm.
That's on the line. Now, talking about writing and structuring things for you. So I have a basic ways to go about my content. Okay, at least I need to have maybe 7 chapters, introduction, this and this. These are some basic things. But however, if inspiration happens, okay, I believe what I do is a gift and maybe inspiration and there's a need. Like in November last year, Benjamin, November, December, I did like a webinar like this and shared something on burnouts. And I realized that the audience needed a thing like they needed it. After that, I shared a few and I realized these are things. So I immediately sat down and wrote that book in 2 weeks. If you see my book burn up. So I didn't plan on that, but like what I told is it one of the Maluba or something, there's a need at that period. Okay. And I have the capacity to produce it. So market need and then expertise, bam, then I can produce and sell. So that is that when I find a need and I think I have the ability to produce it, I produce. So that's how I write. But I don't say okay, like next we are in March, we are in February, maybe March. I don't know what may drop in my spirit or what need I may meet. If it falls within my capacity, I'll go there. So for you, maybe you find the things you've been doing all this month. There are some of the field that comes easily for all of us easily. You, I'll talk about something with you offline. That comes to you easily. You can sit down in an hour. You can talk about it without notes, with nothing. Like what I'm doing, I can talk almost the whole day, but I'm a very quiet person. So you then put that structure based on okay Q and A's, the problems you've been solving for people, the need they have, then you package them into a book for people. So that's how we all can approach if you want to produce books or content. These are basic things I think I believe can help all of us if you want to do. You have a capacity, there's a need, and you can meet that need, then you can produce a product or service to help people. Like Wilson's case was an example. He saw before there's a need, he can solve that. He produce something for them. I hope you have.
Okay, thank you very much. I've seen that Mulubo's hand is up. Mulubo, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I'm asking on my own behalf and on behalf of my friends who I know are entering they've entered the influencer space. Others are just business women or men. I'm sorry, I keep talking about women because that's that's my majority interaction.
Awesome.
But yes, they have entered the business space and mostly maybe it's online. Like we said, they're trying to find their brand. I would ask, how do they monetize their niche? Okay, what advice would you give to somebody who has found their thing, they found their niche, but how do they monetize their niche? Because you find that there's certain influencers who they've been in the game for so long, and so the Kim Kardashians of the world, they're there. Everybody knows them for what they know. But how about that person from Zambia or Ghana who is trying to break into the international space? What advice would you have for them?
The second layer is how engaged is my niche? Okay, what authority do I have over my niche? So assuming I think that okay, because my expertise is in the area of maybe organic foods. Once they come to me and it's okay, your authority is low in that field, it means you can't command power there. When you talk, they won't be able to listen. You can't influence them. So although uh, a company may need someone to engage. If they engage you, would you be able to produce results regardless of the numbers? It's in Zimbabwe. Okay, I can then reach them. Okay, so we can then talk about the pricing or the product because I can niche and we have no influence over the niche and our authority and our voice is low. It becomes difficult to monetize it. Please, I hope we are clear on that.
It was breaking a little bit, but I think I got the point.
Okay, so we need to be able to produce data of the niche that we have. Okay, I can get you 100 authors at the snap of hand. Okay, so if I need somebody to do something with maybe 100 authors, and I mean today, I can give you a list, contact me to meet all of them, and that becomes easy. But if I have no authority over them, okay, authors, let's meet at XYZ. They say, oh, we are not coming. Means we are losing. We don't have authority over our niche, and we can't monetize it.
Okay, so I've seen a thumbs up from Mulubwa, so I guess it's well received. Would you like to share your final takeaway before we wrap up, Bernard?
We've heard enough, we've seen enough. Let's go and make it happen.
Thank you very much.
And I have this for let me share it with you. You can share the link. I'm one of my books, digital books on digital presence. You can just download it for free. So I'll share the link with you. You can just drop them. So if you need that, you can just have it for free.
Okay. All right. So Bernard, thanks so much. Thanks for that very inspiring note that you ended the session on. We should be doers. We should be action oriented and move beyond just talking about what we want to do, but focus on getting things done. So thank you. We're grateful to you for your time spent and all the insights you've shared with us on personal branding. And I believe we've all been armed with tools to help us show up in the world authentically and make an impactful impression on the people we come across. So I'd like to say thank you once again on behalf of all of us for the insights you've shared on this very, very timely and important subject of personal branding. And I hope we would connect with you again sometime soon. And I hope we've all found this session very useful and very impactful. And I'd like to thank all of you for joining this session from far and near. As I mentioned earlier on, we got participants from all over the world, from Zambia, from Nigeria, and from Ghana. I'd like to say thank you to all of you for taking time off your schedules to connect with us for this very insightful learning session. And I'd like to share a quick announcement. The next session of Career Launchpad 3.0 takes place on February 27th. And we're privileged to have as our speaker Ololade Daniel Pepple. And she's a human resource practitioner, and she'll be speaking on the topic career trends, navigating the job market of the future. Career trends, navigating the job market of the future. So you can connect at 7 p.m. on February 27th. And you can connect to Regent University College of Science and Technology on social media, and you definitely get the updates of our subsequent events. So I'd like to say thank you once again to all our participants. Thank you to Malubwa and your team for joining. Thank you, and keep up the good work. We will draw the curtains at this juncture, and I hope you found the session very useful. And my name is Ben Larbi, and it's been a privilege serving as your moderator for today's session. So until next time, do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.